Hey, I'm Cliff. Today we're going to talk about avoiding spam messages from showing up in your HighLevel. So you're in your conversations and you see a new message that comes through and it says something like, do you want more followers? Or your page is going to be deactivated. Very obvious type of spam junk type of messages. And the way this works is we're just looking for the reply channel, which in HighLevel terms within a workflow, reply channel does include initial new messages. So it's not just a true reply. It's just basically an incoming message. And the reply channel is either Facebook direct message, Instagram message, or Google Business Messenger, Google Business Profile message. So you can customize it on your own, but we have analyzed multiple accounts over many months and went through some of the spam messages and found some patterns that we would say clearly are spam messages. So let me show you the automation. You can see here it says if it's a direct message from Instagram or Facebook or Google, let's do a couple sanity checks. Do they have a last appointment? In other words, we booked an appointment with them, or their address line 1 is not empty, or their email is not empty, or their phone number is not empty. So if they have any one of those contact points information, then we're not going to automatically delete them. Then we're going to check more than 40 phrases. And these are things like 1,000 followers, 1K equals 1K follower, 1K space equals or without a space. So the replied message contains page restriction, grow your following, disable your ads. You can see a long list here. So if the phrase matches, then it goes this direction. Otherwise, we ignore it again. We send an internal notification. This contact was deleted due to social DM spam, contact name and business name, contact ID, phone, email, message, and you have to pick a redirection, and it goes to all users. And the reason I choose these is because they are good defaults for a snapshot. So what I'm doing is putting this in my snapshot for my SaaS that I'm running and for my sub accounts because of the clutter that it causes. And then it actually deletes the contact. There's no extra steps here, just deletes. So the contact is fully deleted. Now, the downside about deleting the contact is that if it was actually a real human sending a real message, maybe some of these more aggressive ones, broad match phrases, are ones you would want to take out of yours. But like if they say, it depends on your business. Maybe your pricing page looks like 1K equals 5. And so they're responding in DMs on social media saying 1K equals 5 question mark, something like that. Then you would want to adapt this. But this is a good general application detection of spam phrases. And again, it's only when coming in from DMs on social and not through texting or something like that. Although you could do it that way if you chose to. And we are giving a little bit of a notification here. You'll see it up in the little alarm bell. This contact was deleted. It's not going to send you a text or anything. It's just a notification in the app. And that way, if you had to do some audit tracing or something, you could try to figure it all out. It runs, all the time. There's no delays or anything like that, because what we really want to avoid is we don't want the people monitoring the inbox, the conversation in inbox. We don't want them accidentally responding to these or starting to take action against these. Now, it will not do anything with the inbox in your actual Meta Business Suite or Google Business Profile Messenger area. So they're going to remain not replied to. So we could add a step here if you chose um, to send a response, like just to make it look. In fact, I'm going to do that now that I'm saying it out loud. Let's see. All right, so we're going to just copy this. I'm not going to turn it into a template because it would clutter things. But basically what we're doing is we're already at the step, and then we are within the spam phrases. And we're just going to replicate this. The way this condition works is workflow trigger is Instagram, workflow trigger is Facebook, etc. Okay, so these are, if you come in and customize it and you add your own, let's say you have another method or you want to include texting or whatever, maybe someday TikTok and all that kind of stuff gets added, then you would just add another branch and replicate like this, where they all go to this um, same, let's see, what would you call it? Same action. If you wanted to, you could, let's see. Yeah, let's actually change this. I'm going to pause the video again. All right, so you can see now that we have a distinct notification, and that way we'll know Instagram, Facebook, Google. All right, and so they all do the delete contact. Now, it doesn't have to be like this, and it can be simpler, but we might think of another thing to do in the future. So maybe in yours, you're going to not delete them, but you want to mark them as do not disturb or something like that. Okay, so we're going to leave it like this for now. All right, so I'm going to test it out on this one. This is from 2 days ago. If you get an older one, it's going to say something down here like you can't respond unless they've messaged you within the last 7 days. You might see something like that. And that's due to Facebook's policy. So what we're going to do, you can see that this one even has a first name and a last name of, that includes Facebook's company name, Meta. All right, so in my personal Facebook, I sent a message to this account and it came through. So I replied. Now, in my personal account, I am going to include one of these phrases here. So I message that to the page. We'll see it come through. We'll look at the, oh, allow reentry. That was the kicker there. So the reason I'm adding junk, just test words before and after the phrase is because I'm looking for that phrase. And Now it should work because it allowed re-entry and I saved it. And look, the contact is totally gone. The conversation's gone. And here's our message. So it says, no, thank you. Now, the reason we implement that is because, Facebook would probably eventually identify a true spam message, not this one, but it would probably eventually identify true spam message as spam, or you could manually do that. You could mark it as spam in your Meta Business Manager directly, not through HighLevel. But if Facebook doesn't detect it as spam and you never log into Facebook to mark it as spam, it will make your page look like a lower and a slower response rate. And they want to see fast response rate and high response percentage, ideally 100%. So that way, in the eyes of Facebook, it looks like you responded to them. And if you never log into Facebook and mark it as spam, it doesn't matter. If you do, it's fine. But this way, it'll not be cluttering up your HighLevel. I hope that was helpful to you. I know this is something that I was struggling with little by little for months. And eventually I just spent half a day building this out, analyzing all the old messages and all the key phrases and stuff like that. So hopefully this is a good value to you. If you get this HighLevel snapshot, then you're importing just this one workflow. We're not importing any other steps, any other, linked, chained workflows, no tags, nothing like that. It's about as simple of a snapshot as you could import. And once you have it, you should turn it into your own snapshot internally. And then you should apply that snapshot to all your sub accounts. And then that version of your snapshot that is applied to all your sub accounts, you update it once in the source sub account, whether that's your main agency one or your maybe you have a snapshot for, like, I have one that's called template default for new accounts, stuff like that. You would put that in your source, and then anytime you come up with a new phrase that needs to be blocked for everybody, then it would work going forward. And any updates I make to my snapshot accordingly would not make it into your snapshot because you already imported it, and it's not going to keep updating yours. Once you import it, it's a one-time clone of that snapshot, one-time import. So there you go. Hope you like it. And if you want the full write-up on this, we have it on the website. So the link should be down below. Thanks.